It's a little group of wild dogs. Go ahead. Isn't that wonderful? Copy, thanks. That's just Andrew saying we can approach. So, this is this, I nearly said herd, pack of wild dogs. We think there are 12 of them. Not sure what they're going to do today. I'm quite surprised that they're still here because it's been a relatively cool day. But here we have them. I've only seen 3 so far. I heard that there were 12. I heard that there were 12. No, man, I'm talking rubbish. There are 3 here, but there have been 12. There were 12, I think. No, there are more than 3 here. There are 12 here. Wonderful. It is them. Okay, let's stop here to begin with. Oops, let me put the gear in. Okay, so we've got them there under the tree, Brian. Let's try and count them as the smell of wet dog and dog dung assails our nostrils. There we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that it? There must be another 3 around here. I think maybe behind the tree. Anyway, at least 9 of them. And I got to tell you, the smell, we've parked in an extremely bad area here. The smell is coming basically straight over the top of them into us. And what's interesting there, as Brian is showing you, is that that is a collar, obviously. And the collar comes from a pack, apparently called the Ngala pack. Now, Ngala is where I, of course, cut my bush teeth. And apparently the 2 collared animals here, and the 2 collared animals are, I was going to say something of vital importance. They're from the Ngala pack, that's right. And I think that they're from a generation that was born 2 years ago. So I think they're about 2 years old or so. They've come down here. They were known as the Ngala breakaways for a while. Then there's some from the Manyeleti pack, apparently. Now, I don't know, we don't know them. I don't think any of us have seen them before. I'm just going to move around a little bit. We'll see if we can't get a slightly better view of how many there are and get ourselves out of the firing line of the wind. That is a fantastic sight of a lot of dogs. Ha, isn't that cool? Shall we count them again? There's 6 in front here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can see at least 11 dogs. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous animals. Aren't they special? Now, everybody, you please send through your questions and things. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hear Rebecca in the final control. She is back from leave and back at the helm. But if not, she'll WhatsApp me, and then I will be able to answer you via that method. Rebecca, would you do a communication test, please, into my ear? Yes, I'm hearing absolutely nothing, which indicates to me that, in fact, things are not good. Now, the little ones in front there, that is definitely a pup from this year. So this is a brand new pack. Let's see how many. I think there's 6 pups and 6 adults. That's what Brent said. He chatted to the wild dog genius of the area. No questions just yet, everybody. Now, the other thing to note, of course, is that they are in the domain of those other 3 dogs that were known as the, what were they called? They were was it the Sabi pack? Those 3 that came through. I don't know. It's all rather confusing. Right, here we go. Rais. Is there any reason why they have patchy coloration? Rais, yes, there is a very good reason why they have patchy coloration. If you look, where's a nice spot? Rais, in the dawn light, when the sun's just come up and it's at a sort of, it's just off the horizon, at dawn and at dusk, the shadows cast by vegetation like that very much mimic the colours of these dogs. They're low to the ground, they move through woodland like this or through grassland, and you find that when the light is correct at dusk and dawn, you'll find that they're almost completely invisible. So it's just for camouflage. It's very much similar, I suppose, to the random camouflage patterning on a military jacket, if you like. Now, I don't think they're going to move a huge amount while we're here. I'm not sure how long we're going to be able to stay, but I think it's definitely worth spending a little bit of time with them, and then we'll press on and see what else we can see. They look pretty fat to me. If you look at that one there that's panting away, he's got quite a fat belly. And back onto the colour. Sean, a nice question from you about whether or not the colour will change in different areas. So perhaps would dogs in East Africa and slightly vegetation types have a different colour? No, not in any meaningful way that you'd be able to say, well, these are definitely dogs from South Africa versus dogs from this part of the world. They all look pretty similar, but every dog, of course, has a unique pattern, and the only obvious variation sometimes is that they all have white tails. Every single one of them has a white tip to the tail, bar probably 1 in 100 or so has got a black tip to the tail. I've seen 2 in my time that have got black tips to their tail. I'm just quickly going to talk on the Game Drive radio stations. I can broadcast from where I'm sitting with this pack, but I'm afraid I can't copy unless you're close by. So if you're trying to get hold of me, animals are still static, same place, one station here. I'm not sure how many are responding. I'm just trying to help 1 or 2 guys decide whether to come into the sighting or not. For those of you who are new viewers, first of all, welcome. Lovely to have you with us. And all I'm doing there, we're in an area where there are lots of safari lodges. And on those safari lodges, of course, people have just gone out and game drive. They've had a delicious cup of tea or coffee, probably a healthy slice of delicious cake. And now they're out on game drive and they're coming to sightings like this and the sightings you've had with Taylor. Right, we have another question coming through. Now this is of course a very, very good question for those of you who have never seen wild dogs before, from Greg, asking about whether or not, or how you tell the hierarchy here and if there is one. Greg, it's exactly the same as a wolf pack. So we get a situation where there's an alpha male and an alpha female. The hunt is led by the alpha male, and the alpha female sort of follows him. Sometimes she leads the hunt. It can depend. Then, the key thing, Greg, you can't really tell until they're up and they're moving. When they're up and moving, you can definitely tell who the alpha pair is. When they're mating, obviously you can tell who the alpha pair is. It's exactly the same as a wolf pack, where only the alpha pair will breed. Sometimes the beta pair does, and sometimes those pups survive, but normally it's just the alpha pair. And I'm not sure if the alphas are collared or if those are not, or betas, or perhaps some omega dogs. It's look rather awkward, that, doesn't it? But I'm pretty sure they don't feel it anymore. I'm pretty sure they're very used to those collars. And the collar will send out a satellite signal. It'll send out